I'm good.
All right, Caracas pass, and we're underway. Don't know if these players knew what the other was on. Here's Ponder. Yes, I would like to venture out to Connecticut, cover some events. All right, Ponder resolving here for Meru. And leaves him on top and draws. I think this is pretty stock Death and Taxes and pretty stock Jeskai control. Here's Thalia. Don't know if we're going to see too much spice in this round compared to the previous rounds. Those of you that have stuck with us for more than a couple of rounds on today's stream have gone for some wild rides, that's for sure. Attacking with Thalia. Is there a minimum number of average players for you to consider visiting a store? I mean, do I want to go cover an event with 3 people? Not really. There's not really a minimum number, but yeah. At the end of the day, obviously, travel to cover any event comes down to cost and convenience. For me, I was already in Seattle, so I was able to kind of stop by and play and cover this event. This channel's still really small and not really at the point where I can just say, oh yeah, so next week I'm going to go cover this event and that event and next event. Not yet. All right, a brainstorm resolving here for Meru.
That's close. The impulse had to find that one. Pass the turn. I think maybe I can just not tap it.
My turn?
Yes. When you're upkeep,
Yep.
you're going to put the island.
I think I may activate it.
All right, island gets ported on upkeep by Heather. So I guess this, based on seeing the basics, I'm thinking this is probably a Days Undoing deck. I don't know. I did not play against Meru at this event, nor did I watch this match in advance. I'm watching it for the first time with all of you now. Cracking Prismatic Vista, going the wrong way on life totals for a moment.
Okay, I'll bounce it with Caracas.
And I'm not really sure what just happened, but okay, Prismatic ending, but Thalia gets saved by Caracas. Okay.
I'll recast.
All right, Thalia comes back. Meru lets it resolve.
Wasteland and Spirit of the Labyrinth.
Spirit of the Labyrinth. Pretty good. Looks like 4 cards in hand for Heather. Maybe a Solitude in there. Don't know if Solitude will be relevant. Looks like Jace the Mind Sculptor and Force of Will. Maybe Hull Breacher in hand for Meru. Jace the Mind Sculptor can't brainstorm here. Teferi Time Raveler also maybe in hand. Okay, Meru passing the turn. Jace wasn't even available that turn because of Thalia. Attacking for 5. There's Hull Breacher. Okay, Hull Breacher's coming in.
On the Tyson, this is weird, but you don't actually get to see.
Any lands today? We did not have lands on today's stream so far. This is the last round.
Swords in.
Swords, Hull Breacher, before blocks. Meru thinking about forcing the swords to be able to block Spirit here, I think. Force pitching Jace. Solitude pitching Spirit. So the Solitude ended up mattering here, which is unfortunate for Meru that the Hull Breacher just will never get a chance to block. Spirit will live. Solitude into the graveyard from Evoke. Still 2 cards left in Heather's hand and passing the turn.
Under upkeep, I'm going to port the planes.
Planes tapped on upkeep, pretty good. All right, fetching with Flooded Strand. Meru likely needs to remove the Spirit of the Labyrinth. Teferi Time Raveler can bounce it. Temporary fix.
Minus Teferi. Bounce Jeskai.
Able to draw after the Spirit returns to hand. Attacking Teferi, Teferi down. And looks like we're going to recast the Spirit. And it resolves. Looks like Meru has a Pyroblast in hand, which is just sad. All right, tapping red on upkeep. There's Flooded Strand.
Whenever it attacks, you just do a 1/1 attack that goblin.
Snap Prismatic Thalia.
Basically, it's like
Snapcaster, Prismatic Ending, removing Thalia. All right, now it's moved into exile and past the turn. Is that a Urion drawn for turn? Or am I mistaken? Can't be a Urion, right? Looks like Heather has an Iganjo and a Swords to Plowshares and maybe an Ethersworn Canonist? I'm not sure. All right, there's Iganjo on the blocker. All right, so Meru kind of took the bait there and lost the Snapcaster. Prismatic Ending now on Spirit resolves. Ponder. Thalia has been removed from the board now, so it doesn't cost 1 more this time. So Converge sees the mana paid for the Thalia tax, if that's what you're wondering. So the Thalia tax was paid. And that was enough to have colors to remove Thalia. And if you're interested in seeing another interaction with that, go back and watch a match between Tony Gervetto and Mr. Lee earlier on the stream. It was a chalice in play and things got funky. Recruit of the guard for Heather here. Let's see what we find. Stoneforge Mystic, okay. Another Caracas, and there's the Stoneforge.
Sure.
Cauldron to hand. Cracking Flooded Strand. Getting an island. All right, here's a Narset for Meru. Tapping 3, and there's Days Undoing. I was right. There's Days Undoing. So Days Undoing will resolve. Heather will only get 1 card, and it will end Meru's turn.
Oh, the day stays out.
All right, attacking Narset for 2. Narset down to 3. And Urion to hand and pass turn. And porting on upkeep, targeting red. Meru with a full grip. Post Days Undoing. Activating Narset. Cauldron is shuffled away. Swords to Plowshares, a nice one. Mystical Archive, I like that.
Two cards?
Yep.
2 cards. 2 cards for Heather, plenty for Meru. He's thinking about how to remove these creatures, I think. Plays Tundra.
Sword for the recruiter.
Swordsing the Recruiter.
Last year.
All right, snap Swords to Stoneforge after Urion resolves. All right. Caracas can protect Urion. 1 card in hand for Heather. Meru still with a whole bunch. Another Narset. And minusing it.
Hand from you? Jesus Christ. 6-card hand, just the nut drop.
Brainstorm gets found.
Yeah, some crazy hands.
Flooded Strand. Did Meru already make a land drop this turn? I don't know. Maybe not.
Brainstorm.
Here's Brainstorm.
Is that always that card that Cascade?
Normally for Rhino.
And 2 back. Okay, now there's definitely been 2 land drops this turn, right? There's Caracas after playing the Flooded Strand. Am I imagining it? I don't know.
Fairy.
Here's Teferi. That gets a scoop from Heather. Game 1 goes to Meru.
I didn't think.
Looks like both players kept 7 on the play for Game 2. Plains pass.
Fetch for an island. The Ponder.
Island and Ponder. So right now we're watching Death and Taxes versus Jeskai Control, which is the kind of matchup we usually have on 90s MTG. A lot of the players in New York play top tier lists. What do people think? And I'm asking both the live chat and the YouTube commenters who watch this later. Would you rather watch Death and Taxes versus Jeskai Control or Lands versus Is It Delver? Or would you rather watch some of the matchups like we had earlier on today's stream where you have Creative Technique versus Mono White Stompy and, you know, Bruise battling each other? And would you rather watch that? What do you prefer? If you have to pick one or the other, though, would you rather watch Bruise and Tier 4 decks, Goblins versus Merfolk? Or would you rather watch Delver versus Depths or something? We'll see what the YouTube commenters have to say. RPF wants to see the Bruise beat the Tier 1 decks.
Prismatic.
Chili in the chat, one of the few people ever, maybe the only one ever to play Enchantress on 90s MTG, which was impressive. All right, people like the spice. I mean, yeah, at this event, I just followed the top tables. I didn't know barely anybody in the room, and I just went up to the top tables, like Heather and Meru right now. I don't know either of them, and I said, do you want to be a feature match? That was it. Yeah, watching really good players is ideal. I agree. I don't think it makes much sense to cover the tables that are 0-2. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Not that the players are bad. It's just like, what's the storyline there? I don't know. I mean, sometimes I'm 0-2. Is that worth watching? I don't think so. But at a lot of the New York events, you'll see a lot of the same players because they're consistently at the top tables. All right, here's Yurion getting forced, pitching Brainstorm. And here's Days Undoing. That'll resolve. Heather will draw 1, and Meru's turn will end.
You're playing my favorite card in Magic, Thalia. I'm usually a Thalia main.
Yeah, well,
Thalia and Knight of the Reliquary are my best friends. Thalia and Knight of the Reliquary have accompanied to me to most of my Magic tournaments. Draw 7. Draw 1.
All right, there's Thalia. And Spirit of the Labyrinth, not bad. Pretty good. But Meru with a gigantic hand. Meru trying to figure out what to do. Minusing Narset first. What do we find? Pyroclasm. Oh my god. Wow. That gets the scoop. Heather scoops it up. Good games. Pyroclasm. Oh man.